And what happened 2 days later? They reached back out and says, "You know what? The person that we were gonna go with, they ended up accepting an offer somewhere else. Would you still be interested in this position?" And guess what they said? The person said, "Absolutely not. You guys, I don't wanna be your second choice. What are you talking about? Me? You're like, I should have been your first choice. Like, you how are you gonna call me back and say, 'Oh, all of a sudden now because our first choice turned us down, now we're going for you?'" They were one of the few people that I saw get interviews. And they had, like, it's crazy because they had a right strategy, like, "You know what? I'm not gonna be limiting myself to, oh, I'm gonna go I only wanna work remote." Like, they're setting the conditions of what it's going to be. And they had an interview, and guess what, right? Guess what happened on this interview? Or are you just that person who's just gonna sit around and say, "Oh, problem here. Oh, problem there. Oh, problem there." Because if that's the mindset, I don't really find much value in that. How do you contribute to success? That's what I'm interested in. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, friends and family. So happy to have you here. This is another episode of Candid Conversations hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where, as always, we're engineered to win. So, in today's episode, I want to talk to you about how your attitude is your altitude. What do I mean by that? So, I I was just thinking about it this morning, and just some interactions that I've seen that I've had. It's how your even if it doesn't really matter what level you're at yet, right? You can be at the starting level, but the attitude that you have, the attitude that you display, that you portray, is going to show how far you can and will go as long as you keep up that right attitude. At the same time, your attitude can also show how you will not get anywhere. So, why do I bring this up? Because I always see so many people who want to get into something, they want a chance, all these different things, but then at the same time, the attitude that they bring it with is like maybe an entitlement attitude. I remember I had a brief discussion on LinkedIn with somebody about like the attitude and things like that, and the sense of entitlement. And they were like, "Oh no, it's this person's fault. It's this company's fault," and stuff like that. And I'm like, for me, everything comes back to me and my work ethic and stuff like that. On the stream the other day, I showed I read off all the things that I did in one day, starting from like 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and I didn't get done till like maybe 11:30 that night with all the different things that I was doing, handling everything. And I was like, I was happy. I was tired at the end of the day, but I was done. And I was like, all right, now let me go to sleep, and then tomorrow is a new day. Every day waking up like it's a new day. There's more work to be done. So when I say that your attitude is your altitude, it's how high you're going to get. I can give you some examples, right? One of my tech barbarians, whenever I give them a suggestion, a idea, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm on it." Or I introduce them to new work, new project, new idea, something that they've never seen before. They just jump right in, and I can see in that person that, okay, we have a lot that can be done because your attitude says there is no limit. I'm not going to be a victim to whatever past decisions or circumstances or whatever. I am going to put in the work to get done what I need to get done. And I love that attitude. I love that mindset. I've come across so many people who, whether they're trying to get into tech, into QA and stuff like that, and they might have done a boot camp here or there, but they have no tangible or, for the most part, useful skills yet in the field. But they want a recommendation given for them. They want you to vouch for them, and guess what? I don't even know you, but I start to get to know you, but I see the things that you say, the things that you post, and things like that, and I'm like, I wouldn't want to work with this person. And if I wouldn't want to work with this person, how could I give you a recommendation to someone else, to my own company? You know? So the attitude, like your attitude is a major, major factor because you can learn just about any skill set. It might be a little bit more challenging, might be a little bit harder if you've never done it before, but give me the right mindset, the right attitude, and I can teach you anything. If you're going to do the things that are necessary without complaining, without procrastinating, all that, then we can go far. But, but if it's going to be, no, you have to give it to me first and then I'll do it, it's not going to happen because we we don't do the things that we're supposed to do in the first place. It's like starting a job, which you guys want, and you say, "Well, give me my paycheck first, and then I'll do the work." Why do you think companies pay you after you do the work? They don't like, you have to build that relationship, that rapport. Imagine if a company said, "All right, we're gonna give you your first year of pay on your first day starting off, right? You get the first year, and then so let's say you're getting a salary of 75K. So when you start, you accept the offer, okay, boom, 75K into your account. Now you have to show up to work this many days, you get your vacation days, you get your PTO and stuff like that, but you have to show up to work this many days. No check after that. Like, you get paid once a year, but that's before you start working, right? So we're going into 2025, right? So let's say you get hired for a job on January 1st, 2025. That's when you're starting. And they give you your first year of pay on December 31st, 2024, right? Now you have to work that entire year with no paycheck because they already paid you. How is that gonna go? Because right now we're already not committed to the pay that we're going to get every 2 weeks or every other week. So now that's, to me, that's the idea of behind taking a chance on somebody, giving a recommendation without seeing any effort put in. I don't know you, but when I see the attitude and I see the work that's being done, and especially if you're working with me and I can see, because now I can personally see what you're doing, and I say, "Oh, yeah, like, this person, like, I have no problem giving recommendations." But there's some other people that you tell them, "Hey, I need you to do this." You don't hear anything, and they just, what is that saying? They march to the beat of their own drum, and you're like, "Hey, are you serious about this? Are you gonna do what you're supposed to do?" And it's like, "I'll do it when I get to it." I'm like, "Well, hmm," you know? So you can have all the terms and the you can even have some of the skills, because that's why some people, they might have been in the industry, but even they struggle for getting a job because the mentality and the attitude that you approach it with. See me on our last live stream on Thursday, I reviewed a video that I did from a Q&A where somebody left me a comment saying that, "Oh, stop taking responsibility for jobs, for tasks that aren't yours and stuff like that, for the job that's not yours." And we reviewed it. I'm like, I didn't see anything that I said that was a job that wasn't mine. Like, I mean, if I'm QA, but here's the thing, right? This is my mindset. I approach what I'm doing for me because I want to be great. I want to be the best. And I want the people who are around me to be the best too. The people that I coach, the people that I work with, I want them to have the mindset of that they are the best. When I'm working with other QA engineers, right? Working on, if we're trying to figure something else out, put something new together, a new strategy, and I go into it like I'm the best. But guess what? Like I said before, I want them to go into it as well, that they're the best too. Because when I put my best forward and they put their best forward, then we're creating greatness. And that's always my goal, greatness, winning. I told you the story about one of my coworkers never used Docker before, and like, just, guiding them through, like, "Oh, this is how it would work, this is what we would want to do," all this type of stuff. And they implemented, like, one of the, like, most remarkable things. And to me, that is chasing after being the best, not saying, "Oh, that's not my job," or this like that. What is the goal? And for me, when it comes to the goal, it's like, all right, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get there. Another one of my coworkers, like we've been working on migrating some stuff, and I'm taking part of doing some Terraform stuff, and then they're taking part in doing some Terraform stuff, and it's like that's the greatness, like because we come together because we have a common goal. It's not like, oh, I'm the best and this person is not. No, I'm the best. You're the best. Like we're all the best together, and then now we combine it and we become amazing, right? But that's the attitude. I steer away from people with that negative mindset, that negative attitude that, "Oh, I'm just gonna do my part here, and then I'm gonna separate." You hear things about, like, I'll see QA people talk about, "Oh, the developers, like, they don't appreciate us, they don't value us," and stuff like that. So 2 things to that. 1, the first thing is, are you making yourself valuable? Or are you just that person who's just gonna sit around and say, "Oh, problem here. Oh, problem there. Oh, problem there." Because if that's the mindset, I don't really find much value in that. How do you contribute to success? That's what I'm interested in. And when I don't I don't believe that you should receive before you give, right? So for me, I'm always all right, giving, contributing. How can I help? Where are the gaps, right? And then for me, at least from all of my experience, the people that I work with, that mindset becomes contagious. And then they want to give back to you. So I give to them, they give back to me. And from what I've like, you'd be surprised to see how willing that developers, when you have the right attitude, they're willing to help you and to contribute to the success of QA, to automation and stuff like that. If you look at some of my repos at work, the developers are all over contributing to the code base because we want to win. We want to be the best in everything that we do. How would you feel if you're on a team, right? And you are chasing greatness, but everyone else is like, eh, I'm just gonna do enough. And now things don't work right. Things are slow to happen. You always missing goals and deadlines and stuff like that. Customers aren't happy. The company's unhappy. And now you just that doesn't feel good, right? Because you're working so hard because you care, but everyone else is like, we're just gonna do enough. I would switch teams. I'll be taking my talents to South Beach like LeBron James did. So back to the attitude part. What attitude are you portraying? I remember one of the people that I connected with on LinkedIn just had finished a boot camp. They were formerly an English teacher, and I think in like late late elementary, early middle school level, and they were transitioning to QA. And they were like, I never saw them post something negative. And you got to remember, LinkedIn, for good or for worse, right? For better or for worse, it has recruiters, it has hiring managers, it has a variety of people on there, right? Other QA people, but they also have some people who they that same mentality that they had since they were a kid, crying, complaining, whining, they bring it. It's like they just bring it everywhere. And then you have the scammers as well, trying to give you bad advice, trying to make you feel good, but not giving you any results. See, all I care about is the results. Why does this shirt say no days off? Because I care about the results. And I believe every single day I can get results. So this person, right? This person just like not too long ago finished a boot camp, and they were looking around, and I give them some pointers here and there, reviewed their resumes, and but like when I would speak to them, the heart that they would speak to you with, and the care and the idea, and it was like, wow, okay, this person is serious. And they were one of the few people that I saw get interviews. And they had like it's crazy because they had a right strategy. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna be limiting myself to, oh, I'm gonna go, I only want to work remote. Like they're setting the conditions of what it's going to be. And they had an interview, and guess what? Right? Guess what happened on this interview? Did they get the job? No, they didn't get the job. Were they crushed by it? I don't think they were crushed. They were like, okay, I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm like, oh, no one wants to give me a chance. No, like, no, they're like, like the company wants somebody with more experience. That's fine. Let me continue to build up my experience. I'm gonna continue doing what I do. One of the things that really impressed me about this person is they started creating videos, putting themselves out there, posting it on LinkedIn, saying, "All right, this is how I structure my day when I'm looking for a job, when I'm studying and stuff like that." I'm like, wow, this is pretty remarkable because this is like putting like showing your work, very very important. So they didn't get the job right yet, yet because the company said, you know what, we really liked your we really liked you and you interviewed really well, but we want somebody a little bit more experience, right? Which was very unfortunate until 2 days later. Until 2 days later. And what happened 2 days later? They reached back out and says, you know what? The person that we were gonna go with, they ended up accepting an offer somewhere else. Would you still be interested in this position? And guess what they said? The person said, absolutely not. You guys, I don't want to be your second choice. What are you talking about? Me? You're like, I should have been your first choice. Like, how are you going to call me back and say, oh, all of a sudden now because our first choice turned us down, now we're going for you? No way. Wrong. No, of course not. No, they said, of course I'd be interested. Embracing the opportunity that they were going to get to actually get their foot in the door. The, something that is very, very rare that I've seen happening, like, especially now. Maybe 2 years ago during the pandemic, very popular, but now it's not easy. And they absolutely accepted the position, and now they've been thriving, thriving. They like when I'm saying when I was speaking to this person, like they were like, "Wow, like this is nothing, nothing compared to what I learned in the boot camp." Like all these different concepts and strategies and knowing how to, you know, database stuff, all this type of stuff, right? This is nothing that I thought that I experienced before. And did they like, I can't do this. I'm gonna quit. Like this is too much for me. I'm just gonna go back to teaching. Like this tech stuff? No way. No. They were ecstatic. They were like, wow, I can't believe how much I'm learning. This is absolutely amazing. I want to do more. And then like, with that same attitude, now they're like, okay, how can I take everything that I'm learning and share it with the world for the people who are coming behind me? Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So that's like that's the attitude, and that attitude being your altitude. This person, like I can easily see this person rising up the ranks to if they're interested in being like leadership, easily being a manager, easily going to bigger companies, getting every single thing that they want because they have the right attitude. See, attitude is a rare thing because for me, from what I've seen, most people are negative. They're positive towards their self, right? Because like oh, self love and um, affirmations and all that type of stuff. They're positive towards themselves, but to the rest of the people, to the world, they are Debbie Downers. They're so negative. And for me, I would rather be super hard on myself to do the things that I'm saying that I'm going to do, to wake up early, to be healthy, to study, to have my day full. So by the end of the day, I am drained and I am knocked out. And I wake up the next morning and say, let's get it again. Let's go and get after it. That's my goal. So that attitude, right? It says so much. It says a lot. What are you willing to do to win? At the end of the day, what are you willing to do to win? Everybody is your competition. Everybody's your competition. If everyone is gunning for the same position that you want, that's your competition. And if they have the right attitude to win, and your attitude is someone owes me a victory because all my life I had to fight, nobody cares. Like, or at least I don't. If you're not going to put in the work, if you're not going to prove yourself every single day that you wake up, every single hour, proving yourself that you deserve it, I don't care. And that's why I carefully watch, looking for those who really want it. Come across a lot of people. They say, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm like, all right, so where are you at? Where are you? You don't hear from them for weeks, months. They come in enthusiastic, then they disappear, fall off the face of the earth. Are we serious? Are we serious about the things that we say? Or are we just like, it just makes us feel good to talk? Are we just here to feel good or are we here to win? And this hat right here, right? You see it? It's the lone wolf. Lone wolf. Because I work better alone because there is no like if you're gonna keep up with me, let's do it. But so many times, as I'm going, and people want to come on and they want to drop off, they want to come on, they want to drop off, they want to talk to me about burnout and work-life balance and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, work life, what? I'm all about work balance. Everything I do is strategized to win. Does that mean, oh, I never have any leisure time? Oh, yeah, I do. I do. But I make sure I know how much it's costing me and how can I strategize that to continue to be better and continue to win. So we have this. It's a it's a mindset shift. Mindset shift. Fix your attitude, and then you will start to see success. But until then, it's just gonna be the same old, doing the same thing, expecting different results. And then if somebody does take a chance on you, you're not gonna last long because you're gonna come with that sense of entitlement. Everyone wants to get into this space. I'm like, not everyone should be because that attitude and that mentality of, oh, this is owed to me. We worked so hard to build this industry up that we can't just let you come in here and tear it down. We're always looking to elevate, not go backwards. All right. And that's in life. That's in life. We talk about the tech industry, but that's in life. Some of you guys, when you leave an industry, that industry celebrates because that industry gets better because they lose that negative mindset that you've been dragging them down with. And if you want to come into here, right? You need to adjust that because you guys want to transition, but if you try to transition with the wrong mindset, then we don't want you here either. All right. So, anyways, that's my talk for today. That's our candid conversations. Let me know what you think. Am I off? Am I being too harsh? Am I seeing it the wrong way? Should I be more compassionate about your negative attitudes and your experiences and all that type of stuff? Or should I go even harder? Should we keep going? Because do you want to win or do you want somebody to feel sorry for you? Feeling sorry for someone never got them anything. But empowering them to go out there and be better is where all the doors open. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, do me a big favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live or drop new content. And if you're looking to level up your technical skills, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can get access to exclusive content as well as sign up for a one-on-one coaching plan with me, where I can get you right, give you some ideas to get into different projects, build up your skills, all that good stuff. But until then, this is Tech Coach Ralph, another episode of Candid Conversations. We are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.